This is the third part of previous year questions and a detailed solution of ISRO Space Application Center Technician B Electronics Bar IT. The exam conducted on 6/11/2016 and the post code is 35. Up to question 40 we discussed in the last two videos. 41. How many bits are in an IP address? Answer is option C 32. What is an IP address? The IP address is a 32-bit number that uniquely identifies a network interface on a machine. An IP address is typically written in decimal digit, formatted as 4 8-bit fields separated by periods. Each 8-bit field represents a byte of the IP address. The two main functions include interface identification and location addressing. Question number 42. Bluetooth technology allows. Answer is option B, wireless communication between devices. Bluetooth wireless technology allows devices to communicate with each other without cables or wires within a short distance. Bluetooth relies on short range radio frequency, and any device that incorporates the technology can communicate as long as it is within the required distance. The maximum connectivity range of a Bluetooth device is of about 30 feet. Question number 43. Which are the following is not an example of operating system? Answer is option A, Microsoft Office. Microsoft Office is a set of computer applications mainly used for business or office purposes. Microsoft Office is a program, not an operating system. It mainly consists of Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Access, OneNote, Outlook and publisher applications. Note: what is Windows Vista? Windows Vista is an operating system released by Microsoft in 2006 as a successor to Windows XP. It was designed to be more secure, reliable and efficient than its predecessor and introduced several new features and visual enhancements to the Windows interface. Unix. The Unix operating system is a set of programs that act as a link between the computer and the user. Linux. Linux is a Unix-like open source and community developed operating system for computers, servers, mainframes, mobile devices and embedded devices. Some examples of operating systems include Apple Mac OS, Microsoft Windows, Google's Android OS, Linux operating system and Apple iOS. Question number 44. .mpg extension refers to. Answer is option D, video file. MPEG stands for Moving Picture Experts Group. The MPEG organization develops standard for digital audio and video compression. The term MPEG also refers to a type of multimedia file which is denoted by file extension .mpg or .mpeg. These files are compressed movies that can contain both audio and video. 45. File extensions are used in order to. Answer is option D, identify the file type. A file extension is the suffix at the end of a file name that indicates what type of file it is. Example: .txt indicate that the file is a text document. .docx, which is used for Microsoft Word documents. .psd is the standard file extension for Photoshop documents. 46. Each Excel file is called a workbook because answer is option C. It can contain many sheets including worksheets and chart sheets. In Excel Starter, a spreadsheet is called a worksheet and worksheets are stored in a file called a workbook. Workbooks can have one or more sheets in them. Worksheet specifications. This is additional information. Total number of rows in a worksheet is 1048576 and total number of columns is 16384 and the column width of worksheet is 255 characters and the page breaks is 1026 horizontal and vertical and the row height is 409 points. Question number 47. How data are organized in spreadsheet? Answer is option C, rows and columns. 48. What is firewall in computer network? A system designed to prevent unauthorized access is the answer. A firewall is a network security device that monitors incoming and outgoing network traffic and decides whether to allow or block specific traffic based on a defined set of security rules. Firewalls have been a first line of defense in network security for over 25 years. 49. FTP stands for. Answer is option A, File Transfer Protocol. FTP, File Transfer Protocol, is a network protocol for transmitting files between computers over Transmission Control Protocol or Internet Protocol (TCP/IP) connections. 50. When BJT is in saturation. Answer is option C, VCE equal to 0. This we can understand from this the VI Cara. The BJT operates in the saturation region when its current is not dependent on the base current and has reached a maximum. The condition for this to happen is that both the base emitter and base collector junction should be forward biased. A transistor is in saturation mode acts like a short circuit between collector and emitter. In saturation mode, both of the diodes in the transistor are forward biased. Question number 51. In NPN transistor, N is termed as. Answer is option A, base. Here, one P represents collector terminal and other P represents the emitter terminal and N represents the base terminal. This is a symbol of PNP transistor. 52. The maximum efficiency of Class B operation amplifier is. Answer is option C, 78.5%. Class B push-pull amplifier employs two identical transistors with input signals supplied to two stages that are 180 degree apart from each other. The transistor to be operated in Class B mode is kept at the cutoff bias and current in this state will be equal to 0. The maximum efficiency of Class B amplifier is 78.5%. Note: amplifier, its efficiency and its conduction angle. For Class A, the efficiency is in between 25% and 50% and the conduction angle is 360 degree. Class AB amplifier, its efficiency is below 78.5% and the conduction angle is between 180 degree to 360 degree depending upon the operating point. Class B push-pull amplifier, its efficiency is 78.5% and the conduction angle is 180 degree. Class C amplifier, efficiency is between 78.5% and 100%. Conduction angle is less than 180 degree. Question number 53. The output impedance of an emitter follower is. Answer is option D, low. Common collector configuration is also known as voltage buffer and emitter follower as it has unity voltage gain. Configuration, its input impedance and output impedance. For common collector, that is CC configuration, input impedance is high and output impedance is low. For common base, that is CB configuration, input impedance is low and output impedance is high. For common emitter, that is CE configuration, input impedance and output impedance are moderate. By heart these range of input impedance and output impedance. Question number 54. When negative feedback is used in an amplifier, what it results? Answer is option A, reduced distortion. Negative feedback reduces gain of the amplifier. It also reduces distortion, noise and instability. This feedback increases bandwidth and improves input and output impedances. Due to these advantages, the negative feedback is frequently used in amplifiers. Question number 55. An oscillator produces oscillation due to. Answer is option A, positive feedback. The feedback that is utilized in an oscillator is positive. The oscillator which acts as an amplifier uses positive feedback to produce an output frequency. Consider the question number 56. The frequency of oscillation in case of RC phase shift oscillator is given by. Answer is option C, 1 by 2 pi RC. A linear oscillator circuit which uses an RC network, a combination of resistor and capacitors for its frequency selective part is called an RC oscillator. An RC phase shift oscillator outputs a clean sine wave with scalable frequency by applying feedback through successive RC networks. The time it takes for the capacitor to charge and discharge is determined by the values of the resistor and capacitor in the oscillator circuit. The frequency of the oscillation is determined by the values of the resistor and capacitor and is given by the equation F equal to 1 by 2 by RC, where R is the value of resistance and C is the value of capacitance. Consider the question 57. An unstable multivibrator has. Answer is option C, no stable state. Let us consider what is unstable multivibrator. An unstable multivibrator is such a circuit that is automatically switches between the two states continuously without the application of any external pulses for its operation. As this produces a continuous wave output, square wave output, it is called as a free running multivibrator. Note, what is monostable multivibrator? A monostable multivibrator has a stable state and a quasi-stable state. This has a trigger input to one transistor. So one transistor changes its state automatically, while the other one needs a trigger input to change its state. What is bistable multivibrator? A bistable multivibrator has both the two states stable. It requires two trigger pulses to be applied to change the states. Until the trigger input is given, this multivibrator cannot change its state. Question number 58. The best electronic device for fast switching is? Answer is option C, MOSFET. Amongst BJT, MOSFET, JFET and triode, MOSFET is the fastest switching device because of its quickest response. Note, BJT. BJT is a current-driven device. The current through the two terminals is controlled by a current at the third terminal, that is base. It has a low input impedance. It is bipolar device. FET, field effect transistor. FET is a device that relies on the electric field to control the shape of the channel, therefore on the conduction of the channel, hence referred to as field effect transistor. FET is a unipolar transistor that involves only one type of charge carriers in its operation. Example in JFET. The current flowing through the channel between drain and source is controlled by the voltage applied to the gate terminals, which is reverse biased. MOSFET. MOSFET is a voltage driven or controlled device. The current through the two terminals is controlled by a voltage at the third terminal gate. It has high input impedance. It is a unipolar device. Diode. This is a symbol of the diode. A diode is a semiconductor device that essentially acts as a one-way switch for current. It allows current to flow easily in one direction but severely restricts current from flowing in the opposite direction. Question number 59. FET is a dash devices. Answer is unipolar. FET. FET is a device that relies on the electric field to control the shape of the channel, therefore on the conduction of the channel, hence referred to as a field effect transistor. FET is a unipolar transistor that involves only one type of charge carrier in its operation. Example in JFET, the current flowing through the channel between drain and source is controlled by the voltage applied to the gate terminals, which is reverse biased. This is a P channel MOSFET and N channel MOSFET. The last question of this video is 60th one. An SCR is semiconductor device made up of, answer is option B, two P-type and two N-type layers. A silicon controller rectifier SCR is a 3-terminal and 4-layered semiconductor current controlling device. An SCR is made up of silicon because silicon has a small leakage current than germanium. This is a symbol of SCR. It contains anode, cathode and gate. SCRs are mainly used in devices where the control of high power, possibly coupled with a high voltage, is demanded. Their operation makes them suitable for use in medium to high voltage AC power control applications such as lamp dimming, power regulators and motor control. Thank you.